Coal and petroleum. The materials such as air, minerals, soil, trees, and water are called natural resources. A natural resource is anything in, on, or above the earth that people use to meet their needs. Different areas have different natural resources. Example, in our country, Madhya Pradesh has many trees. Punjab and Haryana have good soil for crops, and most of the states have warm weather that is excellent for growing fruits and vegetables. Categories of natural resources. Keeping in view the availability of various resources, these natural resources are classified into two main categories. Inexhaustible natural resources, the resources which are present in unlimited quantity in our nature and are not likely to get exhausted in the near future by human activities, are called inexhaustible natural resources. Example, sunlight, water, air, soil. Exhaustible natural resources. The resources which are present in limited quantity in our nature and are most likely to get exhausted in the near future by human activities are called exhaustible natural resources. Example, minerals, forests, wildlife, and fossil fuels, coal, natural gas, and petroleum. Conserving natural resources. Soil, water, some minerals, as well as living organisms are renewable resources. This is because they have a natural capacity to reappear, that is, get replenished through material cycles and reproduction respectively. Lack of ability of recycling and replenishment makes certain resources such as fossil fuels, coal, petroleum, and some minerals, silver, gold, copper, phosphorus, mercury, tin, with extremely slow rate of recycling, non-renewable. Thus, while non-renewable resources are exhaustible, the renewable resources are inexhaustible. Recycling helps to conserve natural resources. Recycling involves collecting wastes and processing the materials that they contain in order to reuse the materials. Example, recycling paper products saves trees. Aluminium cans can be recycled into new aluminium products. Used motor oil can be cleaned and used again. Coal. Coal is a fossil fuel which is hard and black in color. It is found in deep mines beneath the surface of the earth and is extracted by mining in India. Coal mines are mainly found in Bihar, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, and West Bengal. It is used as a fuel to cook food. Earlier, it was used in railway engines to produce steam to run the engine. It is also used in thermal power plants to produce electricity. Composition of coal. It is a mixture of free carbon and compounds of carbon, oxygen, with a small amount of sulfur and nitrogen. Formation of coal. It is believed that millions of years ago, due to floods, earthquakes, cyclones, and storms, the forests were buried beneath the earth and got covered with clay, sand, and water. Due to high temperature and pressure inside the earth, the vegetable matter underwent gradual decomposition in the absence of oxygen. Thus, the vegetable matter was converted into coal. This slow process of conversion of vegetable matter in coal is called carbonization. Coal is an important source of many chemicals which are used for the manufacture of drugs, dyes, fertilizers, plastics, synthetic fibers, and explosives. Many products can be obtained from coal by heating it in the absence of air or oxygen. This is called destructive distillation. That the products obtained by the destructive distillation of coal are coke, coal tar, and coal gas, various products obtained from coal. Coke. It is a clean, light fuel produced when coal is strongly heated in an airtight oven. It contains more than 90% carbon and is porous and black in appearance. It is used in the iron and steel industries. Being more valuable during extraction, it is seldom used as a fuel. Plastics are prepared from calcium carbonate, which in turn is prepared from coke. Coal tar. It is a black, oily material resulting from the destructive distillation of coal. Further distillation of coal tar yields a number of fractions such as light oil, middle oil, heavy oil, etc. And the residue is called pitch, which is used on the surface of metalled roads. Coal gas. It is obtained as byproduct during the processing of coal to form coke. It is a mixture of hydrogen H2, methane CH4, and carbon monoxide CO. It is used as a fuel in the coal processing plant, converting coal into coke, and in many industries situated near the coal processing plant. Ammoniacal liquor. It is used in the industry to manufacture fertilizers. Petroleum. It is a greenish-brown flammable fluid found underground, trapped between rocks. Petroleum is a fossil fuel which consists of hydrocarbons mixed with oxygen, sulfur, nitrogen, and other elements in varying proportions. Formation of petroleum. It is believed that petroleum is formed from the remains of microorganisms and tiny plants living in the sea. Millions of years ago, when these organisms died, their remains sank to the bottom of the sea and got covered with sand and clay. Due to the chemical effect of heat, pressure, and a catalytic action caused by bacteria, these remains decomposed to form petroleum. This petroleum got trapped between the layers of non-porous, impervious rocks. During this formation of petroleum, gas got accumulated above the surface of petroleum oil, which is known as natural gas. Petroleum is obtained by drilling a hole or well in the Earth's crust, where its occurrence is predicted by a preliminary survey. When the well is drilled through the rock, natural gas comes out first under high pressure. After some time, petroleum starts coming out. When the pressure subsides, the crude oil is pumped out of the well and stored in big containers called oil tanks. Refining of petroleum. The petroleum drilled out from oil wells is a crude material consisting of a mixture of hydrocarbons with salt, water, and earthly particles. Since this crude oil cannot be used as such, thus it has to be purified or refined to maintain more useful components. The process of separating crude petroleum into more useful components is called refining. This process is carried out in a petroleum refinery. The method used in refinery is called fractional distillation. Various constituents of petrol and their uses. Fraction of petrol, boiling range, and use. Natural gas or refinery gas, below 20 degrees Celsius, as a fuel in homes in the form of CNG and in industry. To manufacture hydrogen required in the fertilizer industry and carbon needed in the rubber industry. Petroleum gas, 20 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius, as household fuel in form of LPG, it is cracked to form carbon and hydrogen. Petroleum or gasoline, 40 degrees Celsius to 170 degrees Celsius, as a fuel for light vehicles such as cars, scooters, motorcycles, etc., as a solvent for dry cleaning. Kerosene oil, 170 degrees Celsius to 250 degrees Celsius as a household fuel for wick stoves and pressure stoves. In a purified form, it is used as an aviation fuel in jet engines. Fuel oil, 350 degrees Celsius to 400 degrees Celsius. It is used in industrial heaters or furnaces and boilers. Natural gas. Natural gas is mainly made up of one type of hydrocarbon, that is, methane. Natural gas is obtained by drilling deep holes called oil wells in the earth. In India, natural gas deposits have been discovered in Tripura, Jaisalmer, offshore areas of Bombay and in the Krishna-Godavari Delta. Formation of natural gas. Natural gas was formed in much the same way as coal. That is, by the decomposition of vegetable matter which got buried deep below the seabed millions of years ago. This decomposition process was carried out by the anaerobic bacteria in the absence of oxygen. Composition of natural gas. It consists mainly of methane, CH4, with traces of ethane, C2H6, and propane, C3H8. Uses of natural gas. Natural gas can be used directly to provide heat. The gas is put to the following uses: as a fuel in homes and in industry, to manufacture hydrogen required in the fertilizer industry, to manufacture carbon needed in the rubber industry. Conserving natural resources. In our country, PCRA, Petrol Conservation Research Association, advises people how to save fuel. They give the following tips for efficiency of your vehicle and conserving environment. Switching off engine at traffic lights where you have to wait for longer duration. Using public transport wherever you can, or forming a carpool for everyday travel. Don't burn any waste, especially plastics, because they produce very toxic fumes and gases. Walk or cycle where it is safe to do so, because walking is free and cycling will help you keep fit. Try to follow 4R principle in your life: reduce, reuse, recycle, and recover.